Hello, I'm Richard Raffan. This is the second of 5 chunks of walnut I was given very kindly, and I wasn't too sure I was going to get very much out of the first one, which you'll see in its own video, or may have seen already if you're looking at this. And I didn't have high hopes of getting a huge amount out of it because it was quite split on the end, but it proved to be quite good in the middle. This, I imagine, was growing within the last couple of months. It's about 28% moisture, and so it's going to have to be rough turned, sealed on the ends when I've cut the blanks out. Anyway, what you'll see in this video is how I go about cutting this one, and what I get out of it. Right, the features of this log, of this branch which comes in, and there are a few dead kind of knots, so there'll be figure in there, and which might or might not be solid. On the end here, quite big splits, so essentially I would say I'll be at some stage cutting it across there, and on the other end, what have we got? This log is, I think, around 9 inches diameter, 8. So there's 200 mil diameter of usable timber there. I know from the log I just cut that the bark comes off, so there's no hope of making a natural edge bark rim bowl with this, which I was hoping originally, but it's getting a bit soft in around there anyway, so it'll be very time consuming filling that with epoxy or super glue or something. So I know I'm going to lose, that split's going to go probably in 100 mil or so, 4 inches. These might peter out in about 2 inches. So I can certainly cut a good chunk of that off, or allow that I'm going to be missing that much. I think first up, I'm going to push this log, just cut it in half, because I've got this root, this branch sticking out, and that stops it kind of tilting forward too much, catching. So I'll go through there, and there's enough weight in this log that I can then just push it right through, and I'm hoping to get a bowl out of here, in here, with some figure in it. So next thing is to cut across the major split. Next thing is to get rid of the splits. What I have here is the pith is still there, and I'd like to get rid of that. And I can't see it at the other end, so I just want this tilted up at that kind of an angle. I'm going to wedge it with a previous offcut. So the pith is there, so that's cut out. That means that end is not at right angles to the other face, whereas that one is. I can come through here. Right, so I need to get rid of the bark, the edge. Lower this. And there is a bowl in there. But for the moment I will paint the end grain. Splits all over the place here, one there, one there, one there. Easier to see if you take a thin bit off. Right, that does not break easily, except that there's the pith just there. But ignore that for the moment. So you want to get down to solid timber. So I've got solid wood there. And I have solid wood the other side. And I'll keep the pith in the middle of the bowl. So I will rough turn this one just to see how it's working. Looks good. So with the other half of the log, the first thing I'm going to do is to just cut through here and see what there is inside. The good news is that it's solid. The bad news is that there are holes in the pith, but those can be filled. Hint of figure here, but not much. Now, next thing is to I'd like to get rid of this lot, and that's solid enough on the bit I've just cut. I can see the hint of a split there, another one there. So I'm going to cut across that way. So there's a split there, quite difficult to see. I can probably go across there and aim to get a base around there, which will give me a 90mm deep bowl. What's that? 3 3/4 or 3.5, something like that. Now, the height is 200, and that'll be all right. That'll be all right. Right, I've got the pith and a pith. Now the downside here is at the moment that I've got that little angle. Deal with that when it comes to the turning. So I've got a little angle there, and I'm regarding that as a possible design opportunity. I'll turn these while they're green, so yeah. I have ideas flitting through my mind at the moment, so and you'll catch up with those when I make the video. Now this offcut here. Right, scoops, 2 scoops, or maybe one with a long handle. Same again, smaller scoop. Oops. No, that's nothing in there. That's yeah, it's coming through there. So the pith there comes out here. So that will probably turn away if I make that the top. I don't really want that the top. I'm just going to cut this out. I really don't want the pith in a bowl. What can I do? I might be able to cope with that with a cut rim, so I'll aim to do that. Good, so that log has produced these 4 bowls, which I'll rough out this afternoon, and you'll see those in their own video, I suspect. I'll probably have a few more blanks, so I've got some a couple more logs to cut in this from this batch of stuff.